Welcome back to the Dirty Laundry Podcast, where we
air
our
shit
out.
I'm your host, Mr. Lady.
And I'm your host, Drippy Ink. Thank you guys for coming back to another episode of Dirty Laundry. Today we are going to share a very special episode with you guys. It is spooky season, and in honor of it, we're going to share our spookiest stories that we have experienced throughout our lives.
Yeah, in the honor of the devil.
I don't condone that. That's on him. All right, so do you want to start off with At
your mother's house is where majority of these experiences have happened. It is an older home when you think about it.
It is.
She bought it from these old people, and they had already lived there for a while. So it's at least from like the 1950s or 40s.
I'd have to ask her, actually, when was the house built? Because whenever it was built, compared to what it is now, there's so much that's been constructed. It looks a lot more modernized now to what it used to be. And it's also extended in size.
Yeah. One of the first stories that my dad said, and this was only brought up after the fact that I spoke to him about your experiences and my experiences there, is his little brother, so our uncle, when he was living there at like 18 years old when they first got to Indiana land, he apparently saw a little girl that was, at first he described it as faceless and then eyeless.
Oh.
We'll touch. We'll touch on that. So that's the way he described it. We weren't there. Obviously, this is just something that he experienced. But I feel like since you lived there, you had more experiences to describe when you were younger.
Yeah, I mean, I had quite a few experiences in that house, especially growing up Pentecostal.
Yeah.
Believing in all these things, thinking that El Diablo does everything, and I accidentally do something wrong and El Diablo, it's always a demon in me, right? It's never just, I'm just a clumsy 5-year-old.
Yeah, or it was just like a little knock on the window. Maybe it's a twig. It's like, no, the devil.
No, the devil. Always the devil. That's the fear that they instill in you. So yeah, I had quite a few, I think, and with that being so swept up into the church and everything like that, that opens doors, if you know what I mean. It just opens doors to the spiritual, I feel like. Yeah.
I feel like as you get older, especially when you're like a teenager, it creates turmoil and that attracts negative spirits.
That too. Yeah, that too. There's so many things that you can do throughout your life to open doors.
Or did you ever think that maybe it's because you're a fucking faggot? That's how you get demons.
Yeah, probably. That's actually, that was my door opening right there.
That
was
my door opening right there. No, but the specific thing I want to ask you, what was that one time that you went into the dispensary or your pantry? What did you see?
My pantry. Oh, I was about 5 years old. This was when my parents were still together. And we have, the way the house is set up is you go into the kitchen, that's where you walk in. And then from there, you kind of have a little hallway that leads back to a pantry, one of those walk-in pantries. Mm-hmm. And in the pantry room, there's also the boiler room, kind of attached to it in the back. And that's pretty much all it is. I didn't know until I was older that's all it is. I used to think, because it was so dark back there, I used to think that it went on and then it cut over to the right. It never did that. Oh. I think that's just something that I imagined as a kid. But regardless, I remember going towards the pantry to go grab something because we always had the goodies there. And I was 5 years old and I was running over there and I went to quickly go check. I didn't turn the light on because I felt like I didn't need to. It was bright enough, the outdoor lighting was shining in, but it was still really dark right there and through the boiler room. And right when I went to go grab something, I looked over to the dark corner and I swear up and down, I still remember what he looks like. I feel like I could draw him for you. I could literally draw exactly what I saw that day because it's still so vivid in my brain. It was a man in a uniform. It was just a military uniform.
No.
Oh, talk about the foreshadow.
I was going to say.
But it was a man in a military uniform, and he had a buzzed head. He was darker skin toned and darker hair, and had a very not a beat up face, but you know how us Mexicans, especially the Mexican men, whenever they're older, their face just can look a little just textured beat.
Oh, so you're calling them ugly?
No.
Ugly and wrinkled and porous.
No.
You just said that their skin looks like a fucking orange peel.
No. No.
Fuck out of my face, orange peel face, bitch.
Okay, yeah. That's foul. That's so, I would slit my wrist if anybody ever said that to me.
I've been called worse.
Yeah,
pizza face.
Yeah, I was literally thinking
your
pizza
craters
face.
and valleys. Anyway, sorry.
Anyways, enters Hillsong.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Your craters and valleys.
Jesus.
So Yeah, he was in military. He was. So
you saw some fuck ass man with big orange peel pores.
Yeah, and he had a rifle in his hand, and he was like I remember down to his boots and everything. Like he was literally looking me dead in my eyes. I remember I froze in fear because I was so scared. I froze in fear, and he was literally just like walking slowly towards me with his rifle, just staring me down.
So he was looking at you then?
Yeah, he was looking at me. We saw each other. Yeah, we saw each other.
What the fuck?
We had a moment. Yeah, we shared a moment.
So full body apparition.
Full body, face, everything, eyes, everything was there. Like I literally thought this was real. After I had my little moment of freeze, I ended up like kind of just like, because once he got closer, I like snapped out of it, and then I screamed and ran to my mom and just cried and cried and cried and cried, and I told her what I saw, and she didn't believe me, and I even made her come back to the dispensa with me, back to the dispensary, to the pantry with me. And she was like, no hay nada aquí, niña, no hay nada, no, es el diablo, el demonio, ¿qué estás viendo ahí en tu iPad? ¿Qué es? No es cierto, no es
How
real.
old were you?
No, 5.
You were 5. iPads weren't a thing yet, but
What was I doing?
probably, I don't know.
TV.
TV.
Yeah.
TV.
TV with the box in the back.
Did your sister ever see stuff at that age?
You know, I don't really know. I don't think I've ever really talked to her about paranormal stuff, and if we have, I forgot because I have dementia.
Interesting. I remember the one thing that happened to me, well, the few things that happened to me in that house was there was a night that I was spending the night, and you guys had these big toy trunks upstairs, and I mean they're like heavy as fuck, and we were asleep. Were you asleep in the living room?
Yeah, I used to sleep in the living room.
Yeah,
all
I think
the
we were
time.
asleep in the living room because your sister was living with you, and y'all for some reason like were sleeping like there, like the living room, and I was.
My bed was in the living room.
Yes,
because I never had a bedroom as a child.
Yeah, because yours being complete. But I just remember being there, and sometimes you would move the boxes, so you kind of like recognize what that sounds like. And I just remember waking up in the middle of the night and hearing the.
We had 2 flights of stairs.
Yeah, it goes this, and then like a little square, and then it goes down, and then like it's like.
Yeah, we heard it hit the wall. So it goes down a flight of stairs, and then there's like a wall, and then we heard it hit that wall, and then it sounded like somebody went down all to the stairs, and then they pushed it down the second
you
flight.
telling me the fucking ghost said.
He said, "Man, fuck," and he go all the way down.
Because it goes down the first flight of stairs, and we're just like, and then it's like, motherfucker, you're gonna notice that I'm here. Pushes it again, and then we're just like, okay, well, what the fuck was that?
What the fuck was that? Yeah,
What the
then
fuck
that's
was
when the second time we heard it is when we all confirmed, like we all heard that, and then that's when we got up to go check it out.
Me and you got up. I don't remember us like getting up. It was just me and you,
was
and
just me
then
and you.
I don't know if I'm confusing 2 stories into one. There was another time that I was there. I feel like this is a separate occasion. Your house also has a basement that wasn't complete, so it's basically just like a fucking cave because it was. Just,
it basically was a cave. There was like there was water, dirt, like it flooded all the
and
time.
just like
there
the
was
concrete,
snakes. concrete like
foundation. That's it. Like there's nothing.
Yeah.
Drywall, nothing. But there was still a doorway to the basement. And your parents.
2
your mom-
doorways. There was an outside door. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. There was an outside door, and then there was an inside door. Through the inside, it was next to my mother's room, and we would always tape that off. And in order to get to the basement through that door, once you open it, you have to lift the floor up.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a little secret, like hidden.
It is, but it is creepy, especially as a kid. But like, I remember your mom always had these little fucking like wind-up trinkets, like those snow globes. And I remember this is my favorite Christmas song to date. I remember walking, and I woke up to go to the bathroom. Not that.
It wasn't that one.
No, but it was fucking the ding 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 ding. Like it was slowing
Sugar
down
Plum
and going
Fairy.
back up. Because I don't know if it was cold. It was probably, it was cold down there. But like I just remember hearing that, and I got up to go to the bathroom or something, and I said, and I just ignored it.
I heard that with you though. I remember hearing.
I feel like it's not like a one-time occurrence that those things would go off. I mean, people probably explain, "What the fucking cold can fucking trigger those?" Okay, but multiple times.
But we never actually had anything down in that basement. Like it was inhabitable.
I know, that's why I'm confused. But there
was
still,
nothing. There was literally nothing that could have been down there that could have made
in
that
the
noise.
spot where you have to open and lift the fucking latch. Like you still had like carpet and like insulation there, so
Yeah.
you guys would put boxes of shit there.
Yeah,
And I
like a little
imagined that the
storage.
thing was there, but I just remember hearing fucking ding 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 ding, and I looked on the hallway, and then I just see. That didn't happen. No, but that was like the main thing I remember that happened to me. Then we got older, and I remember in the church they would talk about, since we grew up in that church, we were much more open to the paranormal and like demons specifically, not just like
Demons.
ghosts. Like they didn't really believe that it was ghosted people. They believed that it was demons.
It was always demons.
Do you want to talk about that one time whenever your parents were getting divorced, and the upstairs was your dad's office?
No, I don't like to talk about that. No, I'm kidding. I forgot about that. Yeah. So my dad, whenever before they had divorced, it was a very strange marriage. So he would go upstairs into his little like cave. It was his man cave, and he would watch all sorts of types of movies. And in the church that we grew up in, it is considered evil to watch anything that is worldly. So like all of the like salt movies, like the Angelina Jolie movies and all those, like he would watch everything, anything that considered like assassinating and murder.
Did he watch horror? Does he like horror films?
He never watched horror films, but he watched a lot of like just
Pussy.
a lot of adult films. Yeah, a lot of sex, a lot of drugs, a lot of like war and just violence. And my mom hated that because she would say that would bring demons in all the time. It would open doors to them. So anyways, so after they had moved out, broke up, moved out, divorced, whatever, my mom it was a year of convention, and my mom had a group she always had people come over, stay at her house for convention because it was just, I guess, big enough to.
It was a month long. They would be
Yeah,
there for
it was a month long, and it was big enough to house like a good family or two. So she had a pastor and his family stay at her house, and before they had left, she asked him if he could pray over the house. You know how every single time we would go anywhere, even to school, every single morning, I would always get anointed with my oil.
Yeah. So your dad had just left the house.
Yeah,
then
he
when
had
they
just
stayed.
left.
Okay.
He had just left the house. They had already divorced. And so they went and stayed. And when he was going around and anointing all of the doors right before they left, went upstairs. We had a computer. It was a really old computer. Do you remember that thing with that
Yes.
fucking long camera?
Yes, it looked like a fucking probe.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah.
He went to go anoint right above. There was a window right behind where the computer sat, and right when he went to go anoint the window, there was a loud grunt and a shove of the computer screen. So it was like a, and then like the computer screen literally shoved, and there was at least, I want to say, this might not be accurate, but there was at least 5 witnesses to it.
Yeah, it was a family.
It was a group of people that saw, because they were all up there. They would accompany him, the pastor, to go anoint all the parts of the house. And everybody saw it and heard it happen.
And was the computer by the window?
It was by the window.
Okay.
It was by the window.
And he did the little cross with the oil above the window.
And then as soon as he did that is when he heard the grunt and the computer shift. Not only was it a sound, but it was also a physical movement.
A visual thing.
A visual movement.
And these are adults, not children seeing this. These are adults seeing this.
Yeah.
And then, of course, your mom is very like, hear no evil, see no evil. No.
I also remember, speaking of, I remember that same trip, he had prayed over the entire house. After that had happened, like, my mom was freaking out. She had anxiety about it all. She had asked to be prayed over and everything like that. And obviously she had just gone through the divorce and everything like that too. And maybe this was after her second marriage, her second divorce. But, I remember they ended up praying over her, and she ended up vomiting. They were like, she's probably gonna vomit or shit or something, because whenever we do something so intense, you end up like, and that's actually a thing that's proven whenever you're like exorcising and stuff, like
it's
exorcising demons.
Deliverance. It's called deliverance. Yeah.
So she ended up vomiting like hardcore. I remember she was just yakking away. Yeah. Yakking away those demons.
I wasn't there for that time, but I've been other times when she's been prayed over and that's happened.
Yeah.
But I forgot about that story that you and Alessa had talked about, you and your sister. Oops, whatever. She'll be on the podcast one day. We're not going to mute her name out. But I remember you and Alessa talking about that, and I would be like, what the fuck? And like me, I've always been like the person that I could sense a vibe. I can sense when something's off, or I've had like nightmares that like are in a certain location where I had like a vibe off, but I haven't seen. That's not true. I've rarely seen full body apparitions, and when I have, the kind of things that I've seen, I just kind of put them off as like me dreaming. Like I remember that story I told you when the demon slapped my butt.
Oh, in the
in my old house.
that was your old house.
So in my old house, I had just watched The Exorcist, and I remember the way the fucking demon Pazuzu's face looked like. And this was me like still struggling with my sexuality, so like
I was a gay demon.
Yeah, so I was in middle school, so I was like jacking off every night before I go to bed.
As one does.
And I remember going to bed, and like I'm a side sleeper with my fucking like blanket, and I remember like feeling like, what I do experience a lot is sleep paralysis. I remember feeling the feeling of sleep paralysis, and I was like, fuck, I can't move, but I could like barely open my eyes. And I remember my blanket shifting, and then I closed my eyes, and then I blinked, and I saw that face from the movie, and it spanked my ass. And I woke up, and then I could move. But the blanket was moved off of me, though. At first it was on me, and then it was moved off me when it spanked my ass. And I didn't remove my leg because I couldn't move, so I just felt the
gay.
gay. Fucking churn my butter.
No. He said your butter's churned.
Oh my god. No, but that's like visual stuff that I remember seeing. And this is me middle school age. I remember also your stepsister in the church, like they would say stuff of like, there's some demons laughing at us right now. And I remember she told a story where her and her little brother looked over at like the corner where the leader was pointing, and that they did see these fucking like figures like.
Yeah, well, I mean, that could have also just been her schizophrenia too. So
Her schizo, another schizo episode.
Yeah. So that because I now that I'm grown and I think back to that, yeah, that could have very well just been that, because I don't know if she was the only one that witnessed that, or if it was like a group of brethrens that witnessed that like alongside her.
Yeah, it was just her.
Because I remember, she's the one that told us about it. So now that we think of it, she saw a lot of things.
She did. I'm not going to discredit some of the things because of the next few stories we're about to say, but like I feel like a lot of the times that we would experience stuff like this when we were younger, you kind of try to discredit yourself, being like, I was like dreaming, I was seeing something, or maybe like I deserve this. So like I felt like whenever I had that weird experience with like the demon smacking my ass, is because I had masturbated. So God was punishing me and being like, well, now you're gonna see what's around you, you fucking faggot. Here's your fucking faggot demon.
The veil is lifted.
The veil is lifting. Now that is a belief from the church of like sometimes like the veil will lift. Of like the veil protecting your mind of like things that humans aren't supposed to see. But the other main thing as like we got older and we would start to have a little more of intense experiences was in our high school. Because once I got a little older, I would be the bitch that would go in there and have like a weird vibe and be like, if there's something here, like you like to make your presence known, like go ahead and make it known.
Yeah, you were the fucking cunt that would always ask it. You would give it permission.
But they want to be known. So let me just tell you the lore.
Is that still recording?
In our high school, yeah.
Okay.
In our high school, there was this little lore of this girl named Amanda who had died at the high school. It was specifically in the older section of our high school where it's the auditorium, the band room, the choir room, all the whole like art section.
It had been there originally for a very long time.
Yeah. Like our high school got remodeled, but they never knocked that part of the building down. So that shit's been there for decades. Her name was Amanda, apparently so to the lore. And you know how a lot of these theater like auditoriums have catwalks above the stage, which I had gone up there by myself 5 times.
To nap
or just explore during lunch, because there was a time as a freshman when I didn't have anybody to sit with, so I said like, I'm gonna go explore.
That's cute.
So I remember going up there and always feeling very like, ooh, like the same sensation I would feel when I would get sleep paralysis. Like something like
kind of
down
like
my
chills.
neck. Yeah, but more than chills, like it's like
a gut feeling.
Like if I look any more in the direction of my peripheral, I'm gonna see something. Like that kind of like, I know I'm gonna see something. So it would scare me, and it would have these fucking like loop stairs that like if you fucking like misstep, you're falling.
Oh yeah, because it was so old that it's not like a modern catwalk where you can easily walk across. Because I had been to the one in Pekin.
Yeah,
that catwalk was beautiful. It was carpeted. It was very nice. No, the one we had was like
metal
thin, and wooden pegs. Pegs.
Pegs. Yeah.
Pants. No, it was like wooden pegs just like across the way, and it was they were skinny. They were just inconsistent. Some were skinny, some were thick. Some had gaps in between them, some bigger gaps.
Yeah. It was you could see why someone would fall from there. So anyways, the lore goes that she was up there, and you can correct me if I'm wrong once I'm done, of like essentially she was up there and she was pushed off
by her boyfriend.
Okay, by her. So I do remember by her boyfriend, and she did fall into the pit.
No, yes. So
there,
right.
So there's a stage, and then there's a fucking pit where they would have like the band or whatever.
Yeah.
So she fell from the top into the pit, just
right. And apparently, so she was being chased up there by her boyfriend, and he was the one that ended up pushing her. Some say it was an accident, some say it wasn't. I don't know. You guys can look deeper into the story.
And then you'd be like, well, that's just fucking lore. Well.
No, well, hold on. Sorry.
Share the choir concert thing. Why we believe it.
Yes, but that right there also just made me remember that the pit is now closed off. Mm-hmm. The pit is no longer. It is boarded off completely. Now it's a part of the stage.
Yeah.
Now
you can still
why.
crawl under there. I would know because I would crawl under there and nap.
I didn't fucking know that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you tell me? I will never go back there again. Yeah, so during choir concerts, what would happen, and no one was allowed up there. No one was allowed in the catwalk. This was strictly off limits to anybody. Even sometimes in theater, I know you guys would have to go up there and whatnot and do some things.
You guys, I wasn't a theater gay. I did one show.
One show. Okay, calm down. But calm down.
I'm not a fucking, so if you can't define me. I'm not a theater gay. Great if you are, not me.
I wish I was a theater gay. I was too shy. Anyways, and I just careless too. I was too focused on my relationships to do any outside extra.
Well, that fucking school didn't have the money to put on good shows anyways. Sorry.
Yeah, so nobody was allowed up there. It was completely off limits, especially to anybody that was in choir. And during all of our choir concerts, what would happen was somebody would drop, no, I'm sorry, not somebody, nobody. I don't know who the fuck, okay? We would just be in the middle of a fucking song, and towards the end of a song, she would drop a piece of confetti. Mm-hmm. And we say she because this is the lore again. Yeah. But she would drop a piece of confetti, and each piece of confetti would be a different color. And each color meant something different. Whether she liked it, whether it was okay, she kind of felt indifferent about it, or whether she fucking hated it. Y'all sucked.
Yeah.
Put in some effort.
What were the colors? Wasn't it like...
It was like red was you suck.
Yeah.
And I think blue was like a indifferent, and then like pink was...
Like, yes.
Yeah, you did good. I think something like that.
But or
white. I think white was one. White was like you did good. Something like that.
White was the good one. I remember white. I don't remember the other colors, but I remember like, yeah, every single year, because we were in an a cappella group, so we would perform at the choir concerts, and we were also in choir.
We were in an a cappella group. We were in a...
Ariana Grande, I'm coming for your... I'm kidding. I wish.
So embarrassing.
We would see some fucking bullshit sprinkled down, and I didn't know about that lore because you had been in choir for the full 7 years, and I was only in it for like 3 or 4. Mm-hmm. And you told that lore to me, and this is when I was having my little paranormal like vibes or whatever. Because I feel like I got it from my mom. My mom also has this sense of like she can sense when something or someone is watching her, and she can sense what the vibes are just not giving in a room or something. She's just like
energy is real.
But like this is when I was like starting to experience that stuff more. So whenever you told me that lore is when I went upstairs. I did it. Like I remember I counted, like I had been up there 5 times. They had storage units up there with other stuff. They had secret rooms that would go above the stage.
I remember that.
But then you had to go all the way to the fucking top. I'm talking like a good 3-4 stories to get to the catwalk, because like it was the catwalk, and it was just like you like if you jumped you could touch the ceiling of the metal at the top of the auditorium. It was like way up there. So yeah.
Oh, that
bitch fell and she cracked her skull and it splattered like a watermelon.
Apparently he ended up dying too, I think. I don't remember. You'll have to read in
by suicide. I don't know.
It's in the newspapers somewhere deep.
It's probably
deep
at the library.
There.
We'd have to look. But like
that would be interesting. We should do that someday. But
the reason we shared this lore, I don't know if you want to start.
She would also fuck with the lights in there too, by the way.
Oh, okay. Actually, you just reminded me of a story. So then
you make me tweak too much. Carry on.
People are gonna hate this. No, but like
they're gonna be and shut off. Okay,
yeah,
unsubscribe.
Yeah. People listening to this are just like, what the fucking fuck? I thought we were talking about demons. Now we're fucking tweaking out. No, but like I took a theater bitch that had been there like since middle school, and then from the middle school into high school. I took her up there. Funny that you reminded me about this. And we started noticing that it wasn't just the paper, the fucking lights were being fucked with. And there would be random spots where it would get really cold. Really cold. And she said she would go up there because she'd always be like either the lead in these shows or the like a main assistant to like be trusted to go up there and grab stuff. Because like I said, they had decorations and fucking like sets up there. I went up there with her, and I remember calling like, Amanda, like, you've tried to make your presence known to me multiple times, because I would nap in the fucking band room. I wasn't a good student. I would nap a lot during school. I would nap in the band room, and I would always fucking experience sleep paralysis. I would hear steps as I'm laying somewhere, like I would choose some spot that would walk up behind me, and I wouldn't be able to move. And I remember thinking in my mind, like, fuck off, and it would go away, and I'd be able to start moving my fingers, and then I would hear... and I wouldn't be able to move. And I would be terrified, but then I'd also be like, fuck off.
Yeah.
So this is after the fact of those experiences that I took that theater bitch up there, and I said, like, you want to make your presence known, like, so much, like, make it known.
You're like terrified, but also tired, cunt. So like, stop fucking with me.
Yeah, but like, so this is after, obviously I'm not asleep now. So now I'm awake with this theater bitch up there. And I remember being like, you want to make your presence known, like, so much, like, do it, but like, stop fucking with me. Mm-hmm. I remember specifically feeling this, and she was like, I don't like this. I don't like the way it's feeling up here. The fucking lights like twitched or something, like fuck with the lights, and we just felt like a
ugh, like she was passing by you,
like ran past us.
Yeah.
I remember her being like, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this, and she freaked out. She's like, I've been up here by myself all the time, and you come up here and you fucking do that shit, and
you
then
open
I feel
doors.
weird. Yeah. So that was like a physical thing. I remember feeling. I said, oh, and it's like a cold that you almost can't describe. Like, the best way I can describe it is like, if you've ever been sprayed with those like canisters that like those dust cleaners, having it sprayed on your shoulder, like, it's weird. There was
another time that you were in the band room that you would, every time you'd go take naps in the band room. I remember you telling me about a time you were in the closet. Mm-hmm. What happened to you there?
I can't believe you remember that. I remember being asleep in, it's like the big band room, then there's an office, and within the office there's like a walk-in closet, and the walk-in closet was where I was asleep. And I remember feeling, and I'd never felt this before, not only sleep paralysis, but I felt something get on top of me, and I was sleeping with my stomach to the ground, and I remember feeling something get on me.
These gay demons just won't leave you alone.
But I feel like if it's Amanda, like,
if it's a man, duh.
If it's a man, they them. No, but like, I just remember feeling it get on top of me, and like, that was the first time I'd experienced where, in Spanish it's like se te sube el muerto. Like, I actually experienced it, te subió el muerto, like, not only sleep paralysis, but I felt something get on me.
Oh yeah, that's an awful feeling.
I felt weight, and I felt cold.
Yeah.
And I would always fall asleep with my jacket on, and I'm like, why the fuck am I shivering?
Right.
So funny you bring up that room, because the next thing the other story I wanted to bring up was whenever we brought your non-believer boyfriend.
The skeptic. The gay skeptic.
The gay. well.
Yeah. So, in that band room, it was huge. I mean, any band room is typically really big.
Yeah.
There was kind of like an upstairs
walkway.
Yeah, kind of like a little balcony in there, and it connected to the choir room. Mm-hmm. So you had just told us that story, I think, right? Mm-hmm. I remember you had just told us that, and my boyfriend at the time would come over and hang out with us in the band room, and you had told us all the story, and he was like, I don't fucking believe it, like, that's not true. And then we were like, okay, then let's go check it out. And he's like, yeah, let's go fucking check it out, it won't be nothing. So we ended up going down there, and the light on in the band room on the like walkway was on, but the band room lights were all off, including the one in the closet and in the office. So we decided to go down, and as we were going down the stairs, who was with us? It was me, my boyfriend, you,
and then our other person that was in that a cappella group. It was four of us.
It was four of us. Okay, yeah. So we had all gone down there. Going down the stairs, we were already just chilled. Like, we had felt chilled and freaked.
And it's two people that grew up in a cult but getting out of it, but still open to the belief of that stuff.
Fully believe.
A non-believer, and then another Christian bitch, but she was like a normal Christian.
She was like a Baptist, doesn't experience.
She wasn't
much.
like Pentecostal.
Yeah, it's completely different. If you know, you know. So then we all decided to go into the little closet inside of the office. Okay. Yep. And now when we went in there, we had all decided to turn on the light, and this closet was decently sized. It was big enough to fit all four of us, like, to sit on the ground and sit in a circle and still have space around us a little bit.
Yeah, because I said, let's sit in a circle, and I said, let's hold hands, because I had read this, because I started really getting into like paranormal stuff.
He always wanted to fucking open doors, and I don't know why the fuck we let you. I don't know why we just let you fucking do it.
Almighty spaghetti wants to make his presence known.
No. condone your demons.
Condone your demon. I rebuke you. I rebuke you.
I rebuke.
Reprendo.
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 No, but I just remember reading somewhere, and this could be a pseudoscience. It probably is. Where like energy is like, it takes a lot of them for make their presence known. It depends on what it is, but if it's like a human spirit or something, like it takes a lot of energy. So like if you hold hands, that's why when you see it in a lot of seances, people will hold hands and really try to concentrate to do that. So I told us like we have to hold hands, but don't close your eyes.
Right. I remember a Sam and Colby episode, shout out, where they had these people that were really into the paranormal stuff, and they would only hear sounds or get any feedback from the other side if they were touching, if they were holding each other in some way, shape, or form. Like if they interlocked their hands. So yeah, that was the thing. So yeah. So we all just fucking were like, okay, yeah, let's all interlock hands. But we decided to turn the light on in this closet to see the like parameters of the room, to basically see the blueprint of everything, see where everything's at. So then if we saw a shape of something that we didn't recognize, we would know immediately. Yeah. So we got ourselves familiar with the room, and we left the closet door just a tad bit cracked, so the light that was on the balcony in the like outside in the band room was kind of shining into the closet. Yeah. Slightly, very, very slightly, but just enough for us to be able to see silhouettes of each other and things in the room. So I think I don't remember what happened. So we ended up interlocking hands. So we sat in a circle.
We're sitting in a circle. I think the first time around nothing happens. And then I said, let me creak the door open.
Yeah, so we could see a little bit. Yeah, because we couldn't see.
But to the point, though, that we could see, like, if you're in the room, there's the closet, then there's the office, and then you can see the ambient lighting of the walkway. So it was, like, shining into the...
But it was still dark enough that we really only saw silhouettes.
Yeah, silhouettes and shades. So we were like, okay, we see where we're sitting. We turn the lights off again, and I'm like, really try to concentrate, hold hands. And what was the main thing I said that I think really got to do it?
Some fucking like bullshit seance.
No, I said something like, I'm going to call you by name, Amanda.
Call me by your name?
Call me by your name. I've called you before in the catwalk, and I've called your name before when I've told you to leave me alone when I'm sleeping in here. If you really want to make your presence known, do it again, but you cannot mess with me any longer. And then we sat there in silence. And then it's almost like in the middle of us, something with like a blanket draped over itself lifts up in the middle of us. And who was the person that said that?
The fucking skeptic, my boyfriend at the time. The skeptic was the one that, and we all, whenever it all happened, we all saw it happen simultaneously.
I remember us feeling like we're just like...
Everybody just kind of tensed.
Yeah, we were all like,
happened. We all like, we felt our hands tense, and we sat for a second. For a second, we were all just silent when we saw it, and then he was like, "Guys, there's something in the middle of us."
Yeah, he's like, "There's something in the middle of us," and we were just like,
all of us immediately, like as soon as like, "There's something in the middle of us," we all just immediately got up and ran out of there. It was one of the scariest freaking things. Okay, and then right after that, we'll insert a picture of this.
Yes.
Right after that, we all decided to go up right there into that little balcony that was in the band room.
We were running to the light. We were literally running to like the part of the school where the lights were on.
You know that feeling whenever you're like running for your fucking life and you have to go up a set of stairs?
God.
And you're the last one.
It takes forever.
It's so scary, and you have your back turned, so it's just like you have everything is open up to everything, right? So no, but we went up to the balcony, and then we all grabbed our phones, right? We were freaking the fuck out, but then we were kind of in disbelief. We didn't want to leave, so we all decided to grab our phones and take a picture of like you could directly see in the band room closet from the little catwalk up there, or from the little balcony. We all took pictures at the same time. And my phone was the one that captured this right here that you will see.
Yeah, somewhere like, is it one figure or do you see two?
Okay, so at first, I think when we were all wrapped up in the lore of it all, we kind of saw two figures. And I remember showing our director at the time the picture, and he was the one that kind of gave us the idea that that's two figures, because it kind of splits just ever so slightly down the middle.
But you see the shape of like a
just
boy,
a blanket, it kind of like
a boy and then like a girl.
Yeah,
because in the spirit world, there's only two genders. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. They don't believe in that liberal shit.
No, they're the ghostly they them.
No, but like I remember seeing like one figure like without long hair, and then one that looks like it has long
Once
hair.
you see it again, and once you insert, people will be able to see now that I look at it with like a more sane mind. It is very much so like just kind of like exactly what we saw in the center of us, just kind of like a carpeted or like a fucking blanketed over figure.
Yeah, but it was just wild because
nobody else's phones captured this. It was only my phone.
Yeah.
We took at the it was
which is
fucking
again
creepy.
you're gonna see there at the last stories we're gonna share. There's gonna be a lot of connections of I don't know why it was your phone that connected, but like
I don't know, I must have opened some doors.
I might open some doors, but it was like it was a very tumultuous time for me and you during that time. So maybe that's why we were more open and attracting this kind of chaos. But like I just remember like I had not experienced fear. I had before as a child, but like not as it like I mean, I'm 16 years old at this point. Love, like, you freeze in fear at what you're looking at. Or just like your mind almost tries to tell you like that I'm not,
because you don't understand. Yeah, you don't understand.
like I'm not seeing what I'm seeing. And then it was when your fucking non-believer boyfriend that said,
"Oh, I'm seeing that. We're seeing that. We're all seeing that."
It's like there's something in the middle of us. I said,
"Yeah, okay," and it's confirmed. And it's confirmed.
And
Yeah.
then that other bitch that was with us was so like, I fucking thought you guys were lying about your weird cult stuff and things that you would hear and see. That was crazy.
Yeah, no.
And I remember
I'm
like,
welcome, bitch.
you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome for fucking having a demon. Now you have a lesbian dyke demon, and then you have the fucking
And then
Amanda demon.
and then she came out being gay.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it is a gay demon.
It is a gay demon.
Imagine if he was chasing her. Her boyfriend was chasing her because she was gay, or he had found out that she had liked a woman or something, and then he was like, "No, fuck you, you gay cunt," and then pushes her.
he just goes running down the fucking like catwalk. Dyke!
Oh no!
And he just
Gay,
and then gay, and then as you push her, it's like slow motion, gay.
Just the brutalness of it all. That, yeah, I am going to take that and run with it. I think that's so accurate.
That's probably what it was.
Fully
oh my God.
gay. Yeah.
Amanda,
'Cause then I also
ally. Amanda's an ally.
Ally. Or she is part of the team. We don't know.
Yeah,
We don't know.
yeah, but like,
What if we tried to summon her again? No, those are in my
no,
that's
if
in the
she
past.
can show up in other places, then she's not a human. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's my belief.
Yeah. My fucking name's Amanda. It's true, yeah.
It was a fucking men and I fucking turned my butter.
No. That better be empty, bitch.
It is.
Oh,
You're welcome.
You have a problem.
Yeah, I know, but like, no, that would be our stepsister.
No.
Rest in peace. She's alive. She's alive.
She's anyways. So yeah, so that happened. That fucking happened.
No, but like the next main story, and this is more where I'm gonna ask you questions because this is fucking crazy. Is after that, we were kind of on like edge. We were on edge. We were all like discovering that like we were already out to each other. We were going through a lot of like change and like, but still hiding it from our parents.
A lot of lies and deceit.
Yes. So whenever you would hide stuff from your parents, you kind of pick up on like, you know, when they're going to open a door, you know, when they're walking down a hallway, like you pick up on that because we're sneaky kids.
Yeah, when you first start masturbating, you're like, I definitely do not want my parents to walk in on me, so I'm going to make sure I can hear their footsteps from a mile away.
I don't want her to fucking see me churning my butter.
No, I do not. No, I do not.
No, but like, you know, like once again, like religiously, like strict parents make sneaky kids.
Yes,
That's summon demons.
and that's a fact.
Yeah, I know, but like, so the reason I'm bringing this up is, you are the one where like that really had the paranormal experiences that really like you were like, oh.
Are you talking about the time in the house?
Yeah.
Whenever I was alone?
Yeah.
That was my 8th grade, eighth grade. It was 8th grade year. It was the last day of, the day before. Sorry. It was the day before the last day of 8th grade. Which is like a really big deal in middle school whenever you're at that age. Like, how old are you? Like, are you 12 or 13?
You're 13.
I'm 13 at the time? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So, like, coming of age. It was such a big deal. It was my last day of middle school, and I wanted to make sure that I looked perfect. Thank you, perfectionism, for ruining
Your
my life.
Cassie era from Euphoria when she gets up at 4 a.m. fucking like.
Literally, that was me. That was me. I was getting up at 4. My mom thought I was crazy. She was like, wow, I created a vain-ass daughter.
I'm sorry you got a baddie mom.
Well, now I'm anyways, but fucking so my mom and Alessa my mom and my sister wanted to go.
She's gonna be in the pod. That's fine.
Yeah, my Alessa and my mom wanted to go to the store, and I was like, I ain't fucking got time for that. I gotta straighten my hair, and it takes me 2 to 3 hours because at the time I hadn't really thinned it out, so it was very, very thick, and it was
long.
also
It's the thickness.
It was the thickness, yeah. Because at
Yeah.
the time, it was my first time I had gotten a haircut, and it was a little bit under my non-existent boobs. Because we're in the 8th grade. Nothing's changed. So then I went to go tell my mom, I was like, I don't want to go. You guys go. I'm going to stay here. I have to straighten my hair for tomorrow because everything has to be fucking perfect, and I have to pick out my outfit, and I have a lot to think about, and I have to meditate so that I can be in the mindset.
Yes.
To be able to, you know the whole thing.
I
right?
have to enter cunt. I
Yeah.
have to become cunt.
Yes, I have to meditate into cunt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Into cunt. So what time do they leave?
They left at like okay, it was like 6 o'clock when they had left.
Okay.
5 or 6 ish. Okay?
And your mom was like, it'll be quick.
No,
your
yeah.
mom's never quick.
Always. Mexican mothers will always be like, it'll be quick. It'll
Yeah.
be quick. Mexicans in general. I am guilty of that. I am my mother. Thank you, Mom.
Literally.
Yeah. So it's still light outside. I remember it still being light outside. It was still daytime, everything. They leave. I'm by myself now. We had an alarm system in the house, and the alarm system was set up in a few different ways. It would have a different sound for when you open the door, like deet deet deet, and then it would have whenever you would set the alarm, the deet deet deet,
Yeah.
and then it had when a window would open, it was like a like think of the Purge.
Are you sure it wasn't?
They're gonna hate us. Everyone's gonna hate us.
I know.
He's tweaking, guys. Forgive him.
Literally.
No, I'm kidding. Don't cancel me.
Not regarded.
No. Disregard it. No. We're part of the clan,
Yeah,
guys.
anyways, yeah,
Leave us
anyways.
alone.
Fucking talk about your demons.
Yeah.
Fucking talk about your demons.
Talk about my demons. If I talk about them, though, I feel like I'm gonna open the door again. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways,
They're gonna fucking churn your butter again.
Stop.
It's not funny.
Stop. It's not funny. So I was left alone, okay? And I had a boyfriend at the time. This is the epitome of my life. It always comes down. At the time, I had a boyfriend. They were all different. Every story, I have a different boyfriend. I was chasing love, guys. Don't judge me.
Judge her.
I found it.
I
But
did.
Did you say I did?
I judge. No. Oh my god.
I didn't.
No, I
That
was
goes
judging
deep.
You said don't judge me. I said I did. Anyways.
Single guys. Anyways, so I ended up texting him and I was like, hey, okay, so I remember I used to hang out in the kitchen with my mom. The kitchen is where the front door is. And I would end up hanging out with them right before they left, and I was charging my phone in the kitchen. So my charger was in the kitchen, okay? I'm texting my boyfriend at the time. And rest in peace. No, I'm not kidding. He's not dead.
Nobody is bald. Ing.
Oh, Ing.
Yeah.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with balding.
Well,
Love you, baby.
you can be gay and hot and bald, but straight and bald. Ooh.
Oh, I don't think he's anyway. So I texted him and I was like, my phone is about to die. He's like, go grab your charger, baby. You know, when we used to send the like, you would like tag your name at the end. Kids today will never know. Like, go get your charger. Hashtag like best friends forever. Like, it's so Y2K. But I ended up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go grab my charger. I was like halfway done straightening my hair. And as soon as I stepped in the kitchen, as soon as I stepped foot in the kitchen, the alarm went off. And it went off like the crazy loud sound, like the like it scared the living hell out of me. What did I do? I tiptoed and I turned it off.
No.
I don't know why.
No.
I don't know why. I was like, let me turn it. I think it was because my like autism was like, I can't handle these loud sounds. I can't do it. Like, I can't. So I was like, we need to turn that off. So I went to go turn it off. And whenever my fear, because the fucking dispensary, the
pantries where you had
pantry,
your experiences.
Yeah, where I had my experiences, and the alarm was right next to the pantry, and the pantry door was open, and it was dark. It was cold. I was scared. And when I went to go turn the alarm off, I literally felt just like something was there with me. I just felt I was not alone, and I was so scared, so I decided to turn it off and tiptoe back to my room, feeling my heartbeat in my ears. Forgot the charger, of course. It was in the kitchen. Didn't grab that.
Oh my god.
So then, when I went back to my room, I slowly closed my door to the point where I wasn't making a single fucking sound. I was very careful. And then I just locked my door. Not that fucking mattered, because it was one of those doors that you could just stick your nail in and unlock it. But whatever. Regardless, I was like, let's lock the door.
Yeah.
And then I also had the way the rooms were set up. It was my room. It was a bathroom connecting to my sister's room. So it was
Jack
just like
and Jill.
yeah, literally. And that door to the bathroom, to her room was closed too.
Yeah.
So
You locked 2 doors.
I locked 2 doors. I was in there by myself. I was so scared.
she used to have a futon, like a leather futon in her room, and it was so brand new at the time that every single time he would sit on it, it would make a kind of sound. Yeah. And I knew that sound perfectly. Like I always would want to know when there was somebody in my bubble somewhere near me. So I would listen to whenever she would sit in the futon, if there was anybody ever in the room, if anybody was ever coming down the hall, if anybody was ever trying to touch my doorknob to open my door, I would know. I would hear it before it would even happen. So I ended up just standing in the middle of my bathroom and just listening, because that's technically like the center of the house. Like, it's the end of the house, but it puts me in the center of the house to be able to hear everything all around.
It puts you in between those 2 rooms. That's at the very end of the house.
It's at the very end of the house, but it hallways through, so I can kind of hear like what's going on throughout the entire house. I can kind of understand where everything's coming from. I have my ears fucking locked on like I'm a fucking bloodhound out in the woods ready to hunt. And I was freaking the fuck out. I was hearing like voices, like whispers, and I was like muffled, like it was very, very prominent. And I was hearing footsteps going like up the stairs, down the stairs. Like, I was freaking out. The very last text that I had sent to my boyfriend at the time was, I am home alone, and the alarm just went off.
And that motherfucker did nothing with that information.
Absolutely nothing, because he thought that I meant my fucking phone alarm went off. Like, I was like gonna be late for something. No, bitch. Context clues.
Oh my God. Because he ended up texting me at one point, like at hours after,
9
like,
o'clock.
Have you heard from Janai? I said no, and I said back to Call of Duty. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, and I think he had also texted Alessa, my sister.
Yes,
and
but sorry, but like keep going with the
she was the one that kind of put 2 and 2 together, and
was
was like, hey mom, we should probably go home. It's 11 o'clock, and she's been alone, and she hasn't answered, and she won't answer my calls or my texts, right? So that was the last text I sent. My phone dies. Now I really am alone, just fucking naked in the wild. All right, and he ends up I'm projecting. So anyways, so I end up standing by the door and just like sitting by the door so I could listen closer to see what's going on. That's when I'm hearing footsteps like literally like come up and down the hallway. Like, it was getting closer and closer. I was freaking the fuck out. I didn't know what to do. I just froze. I literally just froze. And I kid you not, I was looking at my door. I was standing directly in front of it. I was watching my doorknob. I heard footsteps come up to my door, like slowly, just like a and then I saw my doorknob. Not only did I, again, with the seeing and the hearing, it's like a double whammy. Like, it is double confirmed to me that this happened. Because if I just think, oh, maybe I just heard something. Oh, I think I'm just seeing things. No, bitch, I heard and saw my doorknob twist. And they were trying, it was like jiggling. Literally jiggling. Just like how when my mom tries to get into my room, I would always know. I know that sound like the back of my fucking hand. You cannot tell me otherwise.
Yeah.
I know what I saw. I know what I heard. That doorknob was jiggling.
Yes.
And then I was just frozen. It did that for like a few seconds, and then it just stopped. And then
that makes me want to puke.
Yeah,
I hate that.
It was freaky. And then I think I don't remember, that went on for a while, just hearing the footsteps. I remember hearing something sit down in the futon in my sister's room. I heard something sit on the futon.
And at this point, you're sitting in your bed, which is in the corner of the room.
Yeah,
right?
No, I'm not sitting in the bed. I'm literally still standing at the door. I'm like, I had heard the futon thing when I was in the bathroom, when I was standing there, because I could really hear what was going on in her room. And I heard something sit down on the futon and get up. When I heard it get up, that's when I decided to move towards the door. And then all the rest happened.
No.
Yeah, and then it was it had went on for hours at that point. Like, I was just losing my mind. I was too scared to even cry. It comes to 11 o'clock. This is just kind of how I remember it. It comes down to 11 o'clock. It's nighttime now. It's dark. I'm still like cradled in front of my door, literally cradled, frozen. And I hear the door open, the front door of the house. The teet, 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 because I turned the fucking alarm off, so now it's just... Yeah. So, and Alessa goes, Janelle! And then when I heard her voice, I literally got up and I was like, oh my God, I've been saved. No, I was literally freaking out, because I was like, there are so many different ways. If there is something hiding here, if there is somebody in here with me, because I wasn't thinking like, oh, it's a demon at the time. I was thinking someone's here to fucking rape me, bitch. Like, I was scared. He could be hiding in that room. because I'm all the way at the end of the house, so there are a lot of nooks and crannies that he could hide in, right? So I'm like, there could either be somebody in her room, from my mom's room, in the living room. They could come from downstairs or from the upstairs. They could come from the fucking pantry. They could come from the kitchen. There's so many ways. But I was like, you know what? We're just going to risk it. We're going to fucking make a run for it.
Not risk it for the biscuit.
Risk it for the biscuit. I fucking opened that door and I fucking just ran for my life straight through the door. And Alyssa had her arms open like, Janelle, and I fucking pushed her out of the way. I said, move, bitch. Move. And I fucking ran out to my mom's car, got in the back, immediately started bawling my eyes out.
Oh my
Crying. And then Alyssa ran out behind me because she was scared too. I freaked her out.
I would be freaked out.
Yeah, and then my mom and Alyssa were both freaked out. I was so scared and crying so hard I couldn't even fucking like tell. I was like like I couldn't get it out what had happened. Finally,
Not the
like
SpongeBob cry.
Yeah, no, my mom was finally like, dime niña, dime qué te pasó, and I'm like, and finally I had told her kind of like a little bit of what had happened, and she had called your dad first. She had called your dad, and then your dad was the one that called the cops.
Because my dad would drop off his big like 30-foot.
He'd drop off his load.
Ew. He would drop off his 30-foot trailer there because it had like 2 acres. And he was doing his typical fucking thing that he would do, and then he fucking sees you guys all like freaking out. I guess your mom had called him and told him what was going on, and then he called the police.
The police, yeah.
And then
the 5-0.
The fucking the 12 came in, and they came in with their fucking...
Oh, it was literally 2 of them. It was 2 guys that came up, 2 officers, and all I had heard, because I was still in the car fucking freaking out at this point, and the house is dark. You could literally just see it. It looks like one of those Insidious shots where it just like looks up to the house, or like a monster house.
Yeah.
You know? It's just freaky.
Because it's in the country.
Yeah, it's in the country. It's a little dark. It's like
a little dark. There's like the neighbors,
no
like her in front of your house is just woods.
Yeah.
Like it's creepy.
It is. It's creepy. So then all I hear is whenever they pull up, they turn their car off, and then we hear it of the fucking shotgun that he had. He had a shotgun, which was crazy. I was like, what are you saying? I thought that we only had rifles anyways, or like handguns or something. No, there was one with a rifle and one with a shotgun. And then they had literally scoped throughout the entire house. There was no force of entry. There was no nothing missing, nothing misplaced. Absolutely nothing was wrong. But from the alarm, summary, whenever they call you to tell you that everything's going on, from the alarm summary, they had noted that the thing that set the alarm off was the upstairs window.
And when you told me that years later, I'm like, oh, so the window where we heard the...
Yeah. No, that was the window across from it, but...
It's always the fucking upstairs.
It's
always the upstairs. We heard something fall down from the upstairs, the fucking... at the upstairs, and then this fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. So no force of entry.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I looked like a crazy person.
And then describe the other proof that you have of this bullshit that happened to you.
Well, did you say anything about our uncle seeing the little girl?
Yeah, I did, but no, the picture.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Yeah, so then a day after that, I was, good to go after that, whatever. Freaked out, everything was fine. Everyone thought I was crazy. My mom is concerned. She was like, I have to take her to church. And then the next day, right before I went to school, or whenever I got back from school, I think it was when I got back from school, I decided to take a picture in front of the mirror. There was a big mirror outside in between Alessa's and my room at the end of the hall, huge mirror. And then in front of that mirror, we had a like shoebox that had like, it was like a leather shoebox with a lid on it. And I was looking in the mirror to take a picture, and then I see something like, you know how like kids will like grab things and like you just like write and carve like
into shit.
Yeah, it looked like something like that. And like we would never do stuff like that because we were very careful with my mom's things, or at least we tried to be. We were very clumsy. Yeah, we tried to be careful with her things because she would always get onto us if things were like messed up or broken, because todo vale.
Everything cost,
todo vale. So I saw that and I immediately freaked out, and I was like, what is that? And it looked like, I could see that it looked like something was written. And I was like, what is that? So I went to go get closer to it, and I took, because you could only see it really through picture, the way I was angled, how the light was hitting it.
Because it was spelled backwards.
It was spelled backward, yeah. I will also insert this picture here. It was evil. It was the word evil with the E backwards. And like, say what you want to fucking say, but I swear to God, that's what it says. The E is backwards and it's EVIL, evil.
And it's the timing. Like,
it was just the timing, yeah.
I remember
what really
the build up to
solidified
you
it.
being by yourself in your house. You were hearing like banging in your fucking like pipes under your fucking vanity sink in your bathroom.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Hearing shit like that. And
I forgot about that. Ugh,
like
I
it was
trauma blocked
multiple
that.
weird stuff that you would describe, and we would all be like, "You're fucking crazy, bitch."
Something was messing with me.
Yeah. Or like we would just contribute it to you smoking weed at that point. Of like,
Yeah,
you're just,
I really was opening a lot of doors, I guess, at the time. And that was also like our uncle seeing that little girl at the time, years and years later after this had happened, probably like a year after that encounter had happened, a year or two. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was like 2 years after that had happened. I had gotten woken up. I used to sleep with a little lamp next to my bed.
fuck this story. Ugh.
Yeah, I used to sleep. This still freaks me the fuck out. I used to sleep with this little lamp beside my bed, and I had that on. I fell asleep with it on, and I was like kind of laying in my bed to where I had a pretty big bed. Well, I was pretty small at the time, actually. So let's just say that.
Yeah.
I was laid in the position to where there was still a little bit open next to me, as if somebody could like sit down if they wanted to. Not that anybody did, but you get the gist, right?
Yeah.
And I was dead asleep. It was like 3 a.m. Of course, the witching hour.
Oh my God.
Dead asleep. And my mom used to always come in my room in the middle of the night, just to give me and my sister a kiss and just to make sure we're doing okay. It was just mothers being mothers, which is so sweet. I love my mom. And then, so sometimes I would get woken up by her doing that. And sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes I would sleep right through it. But anyway, so I was asleep. It was 3 a.m. And I swear to you, what had woken me up was I had heard my mom say, Janelle.
No.
Yeah, no, literally. That's my name. Literally. Like, Janelle. Just like that. So, like, right in my fucking ears that I just fucking... And, like, you know, whenever you first get woken up, your eyelids slowly start to open?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my eyelids were slowly opening, and I had seen right there in that little open space laying next to me, I saw a little girl standing on the bed right there next to me. And when my eyelids were slowly opening, it literally was like a little build up. It was like I see her feet, like her shoes. I see her legs. I see she's wearing like a little dress, her torso, and then I see her neck. And right before I get to her face, I realize what I'm seeing, and I fucking immediately like open, like I jump.
No eyes.
No, it was just no face, no eyes, no nothing. Like it was she, and then she was just gone. I had freaked out at that. That freaked me out.
And it's like at the point that now that we watch like videos of like Sam and Colby or stuff like that, where like they describe the way people describe like when they hear voices, it's like right in their ear and shit like that. And then you tell me like this fuck ass dream that you had. I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah, there's shit that will just mess with you. That I don't know. It was just really fucking creepy. Yeah, that was very scary.
And then the last main story I remember that you've told us, or that I was kind of there. I was like actually wasn't there to experience this. Was whenever you had your spiritual warfare at our stepsister's house.
This is my biggest, I guess, scary experience that has ever happened to me. Mm-hmm. In my life. Mm-hmm. Thank God.
Scarier than the fucking being alone in your house for 6 hours and hearing shit?
Yes, way scarier than that, because this was a completely different type of experience that I feel like just fucked me up forever. Mm-hmm. My stepsister used to live in the country.
Like way more into the country than what you guys did.
Deep country. And there would be some times that we would go and like spend the night, like me and my other sister, my blood sister, we would go and spend the night with her and hang out and whatnot. And that house, you know, was filled with a bunch of other types of traumas that also could have opened a lot of doors, and you know, maybe one day we'll have our stepsister on if she ever wants to be on, because I do want her to see, I want to see if she'd ever be open to telling the stories that happened in her basement.
Oh my God, I forgot about all that shit.
I also forgot about that. I just remembered. But anyways, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
So bear with me, because this is a traumatic story for me whenever I try to really remember how it happened. I went over to my stepsister's house with my sister, other one, and we were spending the night there. Everything was fine. Everything was good. We were having a wonderful time. Mm-hmm. And I remember I decided to sit in front of her TV in her living room on her couch to just watch something after I had just ate. Okay. I'm sitting there watching something, and I kid you not, like out of the fucking blue, out of the complete blue, I get the worst stomach ache that I have ever felt in my life. Like now that I'm like older, I'm like, was it my appendix rupturing? No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I was completely fine.
But it was that painful.
It was that painful that it made me instantly, like, you know, you're like, oh, I have a tummy ache, and then it grows into like, oh, my tummy hurts, and then it grows into like you curled over and you're like, oh, my stomach really, like,
and then
it's like to go take a shit. Yeah, no, literally like that. It has its levels. No, this didn't immediately just jump. It was like I have a stomach ache, I'm curling over. I curled over so bad, it hurt. I can't even explain it. It hurt so bad. And as soon as that happened, whenever I curled over, I like ended up falling over onto the couch, and like just that pain kind of just like slipped me into like a little baby coma is the only way I can describe it. It just slipped me into like a little coma. And I immediately started seizing. Okay. This was from their point of view.
Imitate your seizing right now.
And I was literally like I was seizing. Like it was bad. Like I'm not experiencing this while they're experiencing me seizing over on the couch. I have now been like taken back to my room at my mom's house.
No.
I am in my room, and now my lamp is over here at the end of my bed. And it's kind of like shining a little bit in the corner, right? You can kind of see the whole room a little bit, right?
But it's dim, like it's moody
dim.
lighting.
It's mood lighting. Yeah, it's dim. I am now back in my room and laying in my bed.
Mind.
In my mind. Yes. Where is my mind?
Or
yeah.
What's it called? Astral projected.
I guess. Yeah. I guess that's what it is. Yeah. I astral projected to my room, back to my mom's house. And in the corner, I was like, it's almost like I was tied to my bed because I was frozen. I could not move. It was like I was having sleep paralysis in my dream, right? And well, I assume it was a dream. I don't know what else to call it. Like it felt like a realistic dream. It felt like it was real. Like I said, while they were experiencing me seizing on the couch, I was experiencing something completely different.
Astral projected to your room.
And in the corner of my bedroom was a very tall, dark figure, kind of like just caped over, with just huge, like Baphomet spaghetti horns.
Blech.
Yeah. That's why I don't like to say his name.
Yeah. So we say Baphomet spaghetti. My gamer tag.
Yeah. My gamer tag.
My gamer tag.
So casual.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that it's just really fucking creepy to me. I still don't know what it means. I still haven't cracked the code. I don't know why it happened. But I saw him, right? I saw him no face, no nothing. It's literally just
a shadow,
a silhouette just of that. And it's so tall. It's literally from the ceiling to the floor. And it's just in the corner. It's not coming towards me or anything. It's literally just there. It's letting me know it's there. I'm present. I'm here. You feel me. You see me.
Yeah.
And I end up like kind of coming back to, and when I come back to, I wake up and I start hyperventilating so bad.
Like a panic, like full panic attack.
Full panic attack, because I like come back and I'm like, what the fuck? What's that?
Yeah.
I'm hyperventilating, panic attack. I make myself pass out again.
Oh my God.
Because I was hyperventilating so much. Yeah, no, literally. Like I just ended up hyperventilating, passing myself out again. And when I passed out, boom, it takes me right back.
Hell no.
And this happened a good like solid 5 times. Like it would take me back to my room. It was almost like it wasn't letting me go. It wasn't letting me go. Like I would break out of it, come back to fucking hyperventilate, and then it would bring me back. I would pass out again and it would bring me back.
No.
Yeah. And it was just constant back and forth of that. And it wasn't like a 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off. No, it was like a 20 minutes in, 20 minutes out. Like it was a long, excruciatingly time. Okay. There was a point where I came to, and my dad was on the phone. Everybody, my stepsister's mom was around me. Both of my sisters were with me. I think her dad was with me.
Were they interceding or something over you?
Yes, fully interceding, like praying over me. Like
Yeah,
I just remember them.
Yeah.
Like fully. And my dad's also on the phone doing it. Like I remember, and that like made me fucking panic even more.
Not
I was like, what is happening? And then boom, I go back to.
And then suddenly Sam, you're just like. Could you imagine if you freaked them out like that?
It was yeah, no, imagine I just start fucking like I just start completely exercising.
Are you fucking a player just like, she's not here anymore?
I should have fucked with them. Anyways,
You should have.
But yeah, so that that had happened, and that's really all I remember. That
You don't remember coming out of it? You remember being like
I
sweaty? Or
yeah, I
whatever?
remember when I fully finally came to and then came out of it. Yeah, I was pretty sweaty.
Didn't you see your boyfriend in one of those astral projection things that you were dating at the time?
I don't remember. I wouldn't remember that.
I just remember you did. I could be wrong. You were like, I remember when you first telling me how it was going. You were astral projecting back and forth to your room, and you were seeing that fucking figure. But you also, I remember you said something like seeing like your boyfriend at the time, like either in your room or trying to help you, but then you also being like, no, like he was pulling you back. I don't know.
I don't know, some fucking gay shit probably. I don't know. Like
Some fucking gay shit.
I was always going through some fucking rom-com bullshit. I was always going through something. It was always something to do with the boy.
Well, essentially
or
to
girl.
to end this little spooky, I remember the last thing to connect all these stories was after that experience that you had, your mom would start talking to that one hermana sister from California, and she believed that she was at some kind of level of clairvoyance.
Did we not talk about her in the last episode?
Yes, but
yeah,
now we're-
she's the same one that fucking told my mother that we slit our fucking hands and made
did
a fucking blood
a
pact.
pact.
Yeah.
And the reason she told her that is because your mom had called her to tell her of your dark experience that you had.
She's like, the reason why that happened is because they have a pact.
You weren't even in the fucking picture though. I thought. Were you?
Yes, the fuck I
Were you?
was. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was already in the picture, and she's the
Like
one
hanging out with our stepsister.
This is like years into all that, and like
Okay.
she told your mom that, and then she came to visit the house shortly after. I don't know what time, and then like your mom had lost her first husband like when she was first married, and
my mom has been through it.
they were praying about that, and then they were praying about whatever pact that we made, whatever,
Or gay pact.
yeah, or faggot pact. And as she was praying for your mom, like, see your old husband in the grave, and then let him go. And your mom was like, like puking up her
Oh
like
yeah, I
stress
remember
and
that.
shit
I remember
like
that.
that.
Yeah, it was
I remember telling my mom about that, and then she was like, I mean, yeah, that's how deliverances happen. You know, something fucked up that I found out whenever people are praying over like people who are possessed by like, and obviously your mom wasn't possessed, but sometimes like.
Sometimes you can have
oppressed-
attachments.
You can be oppressed by a spirit,
You can have attachments. Yeah.
or attachments, or like there's a level of oppression, and then there's full like possession.
Yeah.
People who are possessed, especially like sexual demons, like when they're like praying over them, whatever, they've ejaculated, like in the
Oh,
middle of
yeah.
like the church, like being prayed over, like
Ew.
they'll shit themselves.
Yeah. You can like eject from any hole.
Yeah, but when they're the demon's like, any hole is a goal, but I will not exit. No, but like I remember
It's like
like
SpongeBob when he patches all of his holes up with little fucking corks.
no, but like I just remember like my mom describing that she had heard of pastors that would do deliverances, and like people who had sexual demons, like they would ejaculate. I'm like, what the fuck?
I mean, yeah, it kind of like adds up.
Yeah, but I guess like our background makes us more open to stuff. Like we have shared these stories to a lot of people that are like non-believers, or again, I don't actively participate practice any kind of religion or anything. Like I've like let go of many, if not all of those beliefs. I still remember them because I think they're interesting, and to like separate the dichotomy of like our beliefs. But like it's the reason that we're so open to this stuff. But most people would be freaked out by these stories, whether they're believers or not. But there have been non-believers who are like, girl, like that's just bullshit. But then we'd show them these pictures, or we would describe like the fear that we would feel when we were experiencing
The
this stuff.
passion in these stories, like,
Yeah.
and this is, we've told these stories over and over and over
Yes.
again throughout time. Like it's been for me, I guess, oversaturated because I've been able, anytime you have PTSD or anything like that in therapy, you always talk about it and talk about it and talk about it to then kind of desensitize yourself to those feelings.
Yeah.
So then it becomes kind of like normal. And that's kind of like where we're at.
Yeah.
It's all basically just normal to us now. I feel like if I were to experience another paranormal experience again now as an adult, it wouldn't faze me as much because I already experienced it so many times as a kid.
It would phase me. Like I said, I haven't seen as many visual stuff as you have. Like I saw that one in the school when we were all together, and then that's it.
Yeah. Speaking of spooky season, we're about to hit up so many haunted houses this season, and my mom's literally every single time we do anything like that, she's like, "Oh no, reprendo."
Reprendo means repent.
Repent, yeah. Reprendo. No.
Anyways, if you guys like have any like maybe suggestions of what you guys like believe that these stories could have been. I guess you've never talked to like a paranormal investigator of what this stuff is.
Sam
So
and
I'd be
Colby hit us
interested.
up. Yeah.
I'd be interested, like, what people would, like, thoughts on this would be. It's obviously a lot of people are gonna be like, it's like religious trauma, which, yes.
Or like, yeah, you're just seeing shit like this, that, and the third. I know there's gonna be a lot of people that don't believe in this.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't make this shit up.
Yeah, there's some fucking weird ass
Can't
shit.
make this shit up, man.
Yeah, you cannot make this shit up. But
it is traumatic to live through.
yeah, but hopefully we entertained you for a little bit for fucking not even hopefully we did with our fucking for spooky season.
Fucking tism, yeah.
Our fucking tisms and our fucking stories.
Yeah.
But
we hope to see you guys soon. Let us know what you guys think, and please like and subscribe.
Yeah.
And then we'll be
fucking
back
share our
soon.
shit. Fucking
Yeah.
share our shit. Please.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Bye.
No.